Hi everyone, it's Justin here, Voices for Voices. Thank you so much for joining us, whether you're watching or listening. This is your first episode, or you've been with us from the beginning. If you could give us a big thumbs up, like follow, subscribe, share, repost, reshare, reach into your uh, smartphone and reach out to maybe 25 or 50 of your contacts and share the Voices for Voices podcast and TV show with them. They will not be disappointed. Again, whether you're here in the United States or some other land outside of the United States, thank you for joining us and thank you for being a part of the Voices for Voices family. Without you, we wouldn't be here. So thank you very much. We're grateful to have you with us for another show. It's 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 one of those shows where it's really hard to talk and share about certain instances, and it's easy to talk about without being the person or persons that has to do something. And what do I mean by that? It's easy to share, let's say, a tip or trick to to do uh to do something to others. Like like if you study, you may get a better grade than if you don't study. It's easy to say that, but when our lives really start going in about, 50 different directions, again, that's just being just throwing that number out. Uh, and when it does, then it becomes a little bit tougher. Like, oh, wow, I wish I would have started studying earlier, and then we go from there. Same thing goes for other things, like our health. It's easy to share and say, "Hey, I think you should join the gym and start working out." And easy to say it. We talked about this before, harder to do it. And we just watch who we get advice from. It's easy to say it, harder to do it. Again, I'm not talking about uh, building spaceships here. We're talking about what should be a fairly simple observation. But when we look at that, if we're the person that's being told that, maybe we take offense to that and say, "Oh, who does this person think they are telling me what to do? Why don't they go to the gym? And why don't they keep their opinions to themselves?" Okay, that's fair. We're all entitled to our opinion here. And when it gets into the territory of needing help, not realizing we need help, where we think everything and everybody is against us, against me, against you. It's easy to say, harder to do it. And it's very easy to think again, why doesn't that person go get help? Why don't they do it? If they're bringing it up to me, why aren't they bringing it up to others? Are they bringing it up to others? Am I the only one? And so we talked about the test, we talk about joining gym, we talk about not just joining gym, but actually following through with exercising, lightweight, lifting. And then we talk about, maybe needing some help that may be part of our health that we need help with. And there's still a stigma. Boy, oh boy, there's still that stigma. I know firsthand. So when somebody says, "Oh, Justin, you don't even know." Well, I do know. Yeah, look at me now. Well, 2017, it's a whole different ballgame. 2016, 2015. It's a lot of years where I ignored some signals my body was giving me and maybe some signals from others. At the end of the day, though, it was late. It was late in the day, let me tell you. It was between the 12 a.m. hour and the 1 a.m. hour, I believe, when I'm going to call it heroic because I think that's what it is. I'm not saying it because it's me. I'm saying to make a decision to take some of, well, not just some, to basically say, I need I need somebody to help me. In fact, I need probably more than one person to help me. Like I said, it was late in the game. I knew I needed help. I didn't know how to express it. Hospitals have protocols, and I guess up until that time where I actually did say yes to get help and spend time away from my new wife for just a few months and family. Easy to say, hard to do. Don't know what's going to happen. And oh, that person's psychotic. That person is mental. That person, you fill in the blank. I had all those thoughts going on my head. Oh my gosh, are people going to be screaming? Are people going to be fighting? Are people, what's it going to be like? I didn't know. And so I surrendered myself voluntarily because after all those years, all those doctor visits, all those tests, finally felt like I was getting the outlet that I really needed. And so that was the time I just said, yes, I need it. I need help. I want to get back to being myself best I can. And I remember thinking, what do I do? What do I do? And I was a person that thought they knew better, that knew better than doctors, than right. And I'll just Google it or look up on the internet, or that's what I'll do. And come to find out, as I've mentioned a lot of times, and spending time on this for a very specific reason. That sometimes we just need help and it's okay. And we don't need to worry about, we don't need, we don't need to explain it. Well, we do get asked a lot of questions from psychiatrists to psychiatrists, from therapists to therapists. Yeah, we get asked those questions. But I probably had a file like maybe this, but I don't know, had to have been of all the doctor visits, all the hospital visits that I had up until that point. Easy to say, harder to do. Because we don't think we're strong enough then. Like, ah, I'm not a strong person. What are people gonna say? They're gonna judge me. They're gonna judge me even more. And I don't want to be one of those people. I don't want to be, I don't want to have to explain to people. And look, we all have things going on in our lives. We all have things in our minds and our bodies and our souls, our spirits, everything. We all have a lot going on. And I know there's at least one person now watching, listening, that either themselves or somebody else that they may know may need a little bit of help. Life isn't over when you ask for help. If it was, I would not be living here in the year 2026. 2017 have been would be on my tombstone for the year. So life isn't over. It's really what you make of it. And that's why I it's one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about Voices for Voices and the work we're doing and the things that are going to be happening over the coming days, weeks, months, years. It's been a long time coming. And if I didn't ask for help and I didn't get the help and didn't accept the help in 2017, again, I don't know if I'd be here. And we've heard maybe the quote sometime saying, you can't help somebody else. You're not willing to help yourself. You can't help others if you don't help yourself. You can't pour out of an empty glass. So we talk about self-care a lot. We got to refill that glass on a continuous basis. It's not a bad thing. It's recognizing that you have an electric car, you need electricity to drive it. You have a gas power, diesel power, you need the diesel fuel, the gasoline to drive, to mow grass, to weed eat, you name it. So if you open up our body's fuel tank, there's nothing in there. We're just gonna burn out and burn out and burn out and burn out some more. And then some thoughts could taint that stuff of years ago. Some event may have happened. And then we start thinking, oh my gosh, could that been a this? Could that been that? And then and by not asking for help, we're not going to be able to get out of that that period of time. Excuse me. We're not going to be able to get out of that period of time. We're just going to stay in this rut. 988 is the crisis and unalive ideations, etc. A way to help, to get help, not you can reach out. I know at least in Ohio, and I think it's across the United States. If you're in another country, you would definitely want to check and see if your country, where you live, has something similar. Some people are going to love you, some people are not. I've had to accept that. I talk about it a lot because it's on my mind a lot. And so I'm just doing the best I can. And that's all we really are asking of ourselves. We're doing the best we can. It's easy to judge, it's easy to compare, easy to do those things. It's harder to reach inside and think, there's something, am I missing some kind of nutrient? Is my gas or fuel level low or empty? So we just want to, from one human to another, and another, and another. We just want to be there, be a sounding board, listen. Listening isn't the most glamorous thing to do. It's not. You don't say, "Oh, I was listening and it was for 3 hours and I missed so many things." And like, if you're not prepared to spend some true time being present in the moment with another person, then you wouldn't be there. You wouldn't have decided to go, or to text, or to call, or to email, or video chat. So again, can't help others if we don't help ourselves. And this isn't like, oh, I'm gonna give you a pat on the back. That is absolutely untrue. It could be the difference between life and death of a person, of a family. 1 minute everything seems fine, and then the next minute doesn't. The further along we go without seeking help that some of us so dearly need, it's not going to make the it's not going to make a social media post. It's not going to make the news. But what it's going to do is going to increase the odds of survival, of being a person that's in the moment. Like I just get so focused where I that those things that I may be doing, looking up, reading, whatever the case may be, that helps me from getting too far in advance or too far in the past. Talk about this a lot. Body doesn't know the difference between positive stress and negative stress. Doesn't. The body just knows stress. Once I found that out, and it was quite a bit through the process of me digging out of that valley, out of that rut. And I was like, that makes, it's like, well, this one thing and this second thing and this third thing, and there's some positives here. But why do I feel so burnt out? Because our body doesn't know the difference between good stress. Like I won a competition. I did this one thing that I've been wanting to do, and I finally did it. Or I was in, I don't know, some kind of accident, and I'm on my way to the hospital. Hypotheticals what I'm talking about. Body doesn't know the difference between stress from the first hypothetical to the second. And so one of the big deals for me was that I'm not a machine. Business, you talk about efficiency and how can we do more with less? And that's kind of, we go look back at the Industrial Revolution. Well, we have this machine that does this, They don't need a break and they don't need maintenance for quite a while and so management will look and go, oh, we can eliminate so many jobs. And then there's families that are in utter shambles because they didn't do anything wrong. It was just that management wanted that efficiency more than they wanted to be a good ambassador, good human being. That's why people have two screens at the office. Not everybody. A lot of people. Some have three screens because we want to be so efficient. We look at thing one over here, thing two, and then thing three. And we want to have all that at our fingertips. And then we have touch screens and all these things to make us, the human being, more efficient. Human beings are not machines. And that takes a little bit to get over that we're not human beings are not machines. Once we just start believing in ourselves and then we slow down, we tap the brake every once in a while. We do a little bit of self-care, incorporate that into our schedule. If we need to see a therapist, we see a therapist. If we need to see a psychiatrist, we see a psychiatrist. If we need to take medication, we take medication. I'll be the first to tell you, I never wanted to be taking medication on a daily basis. Just didn't. And that was a big deal. That was one of the things I was thinking about that late night in the hospital. Well, what if I get prescribed medication and I might have to take it the rest of my life? I don't want to do that. That's going to interfere with my partying lifestyle. Once we get over ourselves, once I got over myself about that, I don't even think about having a drop of alcohol. Friend down 40 years, sober and drug free. Incredible. This isn't for me to tell you that you should drink, that you shouldn't drink. It's up to you. It's not up to me. I'm sharing my life, my experiences. And we have a really high bar for guests. So I just want you to think about that when you're watching and listening to our shows. Say, wow, there's a lot of solo episodes. We have a real high bar. We have over 515 episodes. We have a very high bar to get over to be on the show. Because now the roles are reversed. The people that didn't want to be part of the organization, it's amazing. Once you get a little bit of success, and people will start going, "Oh, I want to be on the show now." They want to be on the show episode 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's okay. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm going to run our nonprofit, our business in that manner. I don't owe anybody anything. You don't owe anybody anything. So don't feel like you do or you should. Like, oh, I better help this person. Yeah, we want to help over 3 billion people. That's right. But riding coattails versus being being part of an organization through thick and through thin, that's what means a lot. Just want to thank you for joining us on this particular episode of the show. If you can give us a thumbs up, like, follow, subscribe, share, reshare, repost, pull your phone out, share Voices for Voices TV show and podcast with 25 or 50 contacts in your phone. We would greatly appreciate that. And so will your contacts once they start watching and or listening to the show. So thank you very much. We'll see you. We'll talk to you on a future episode. I hope you have a great day, and we will see you again. Bye bye for now.